I'm a warrior for the middle class. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. Now, as a nation, we don't promise equal outcomes, but we were founded on the idea everybody should have an equal opportunity to succeed. No matter who you are, what you look like, where you come from, you can make it. That's an essential promise of America. Where you start should not determine where you end up. We proved that we are still a people capable of doing big things and tackling our biggest challenges. It took a lot of blood, sweat and tears to get to where we are today, but we have just begun. Today we begin in earnest the work of making sure that the world we leave our children is just a little bit better than the one we inhabit today. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. In a world of complex threats, our security and leadership depends on all elements of our power, including strong, principled diplomacy. That's the good thing about being president. I can do whatever I want. I've got a pen and I've got a phone, and I can use that pen to sign executive orders and take executive actions and administrative actions that move the ball forward. I've got 2 daughters, 9 years old and 6 years old. I'm going to teach them first of all about values and morals. But if they make a mistake, I don't want them punished with a baby. I miss being anonymous. If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help, somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we have that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. We can't drive ourselves and eat as much as we want and keep our homes on 72 degrees at all times, and then just expect that other countries are going to say okay. That's not leadership. That's not going to happen. With the changing economy, no one has lifetime employment. But community colleges provide lifetime employability. We have real enemies in the world. These enemies must be found. They must be pursued and they must be defeated. Why can't I just eat my waffle? The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. If the people cannot trust their government to do the job for which it exists to protect them and to promote their common welfare, all else is lost. Understand, our police officers put their lives on the line for us every single day. They've got a tough job to do to maintain public safety and hold accountable those who break the law. I do think at a certain point you've made enough money. I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody. The United States is not, and never will be, at war with Islam. This is the moment when we must come together to save this planet. Let us resolve that we will not leave our children a world where the oceans rise and famine spreads and terrible storms devastate our lands. I don't oppose all wars. What I am opposed to is a dumb war. What I am opposed to is a rash war. We all knew this. We all knew that it would take more time than any of us want to dig ourselves out of this hole created by this economic crisis. I think what you're seeing is a profound recognition on the part of the American people that gays and lesbians and transgender persons are our brothers, our sisters, our children, our cousins, our friends, our co-workers, and that they've got to be treated like every other American. And I think that principle will win out. What Washington needs is adult supervision. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. Fixing a broken immigration system, protecting our kids from gun violence, equal pay for equal work, paid leave, raising the minimum wage. All these things still matter to hardworking families. They are still the right thing to do, and I will not let up until they get done. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded. We want everybody to act like adults, quit playing games, realize that it's not just my way or the highway. Focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a certain poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself. Because it's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. Issues are never simple. One thing I'm proud of is that very rarely will you hear me simplify the issues. Money is not the only answer, but it makes a difference. It's not enough to train today's workforce. We also have to prepare tomorrow's workforce by guaranteeing every child access to a world-class education. You know, my faith is one that admits some doubt. I'm going to try to unite all Americans. I just want to go through Central Park and watch folks passing by. Spend the whole day watching people. I miss that. In America, there's a failure to appreciate Europe's leading role in the world. But do I think that our actions in any way violate the War Powers Resolution? The answer is no. It's not surprising, then, they get bitter, they cling to guns or religion or antipathy to people who aren't like them, or anti-immigrant sentiment or anti-trade sentiment, as a way to explain their frustrations. In the end, that's what this election is about. Do we participate in a politics of cynicism or a politics of hope? We need to steer clear of this poverty of ambition, where people want to drive fancy cars and wear nice clothes and live in nice apartments, but don't want to work hard to accomplish these things. Everyone should try to realize their full potential. I'm the President of the United States. I'm not the Emperor of the United States.